Blumhouse black slasher horror movie? What could go wrong? Stay tuned to find out. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. If you're new around here and you like the video, go ahead and click subscribe as well. Leave a thumbs up. It lets me know you guys enjoy the content on the channel. Blumhouse kind of dropped this film on everyone's lap. It's now streaming on Netflix if you didn't already know. And shout out to modernhorrors.com. I was listening to one of their podcasts, I think it was like a couple months ago, and they brought up this movie to me, and I was very intrigued since hearing about it then and hearing that Blumhouse was the one that picked it up. And here we are with our review for the 2018-19 movie. Not really a Netflix movie, but people call it a Netflix movie. Anyway. Thriller tells the story of a childhood prank comes back to haunt a clique of South Central Los Angeles teens when their victim returns home during their high school homecoming weekend. This movie is written and directed by Dallas Jackson. It's his first attempt at a film. There's that. And let's get to what is good about Thriller. The quality of the movie is pretty good. It's shot on an Alexa Mini. If you do not know camera talk, it's like a $36,000 camera. It's one of the highest ones you can get. It's like that one and a Red camera, or the top like crazy, cameras you can pretty much get out there to film stuff. I mean, like, this is like high quality camera that was filmed, which are like blockbuster films that come out today. So that department, it looks really, really good. I mean, it's not interesting, but at least it looks rather clean and shot, and it doesn't look like a low budget kind of movie. Also, the fact that this is kind of rooted in a bigger idea, I feel, and maybe that's sort of a knock, or maybe it's still in the good department, but there's a bigger idea that this movie kind of presents about Compton. And if you didn't already know, it's sort of filmed in this Compton, South Central area. And it almost makes the town or the area kind of be almost a monster or a figure or evil itself, as opposed to what's going around and killing the teenagers in this movie. I would love to see that be a standoff feature film. Jordan Peele, free idea there. About, maybe the area being the monster and not really it being a actual person. I think that's a bigger idea. So they do present, even though the character traits, and I'll talk about those in the other section, they do give you the urgency that they feel like they have to make it out of Compton, or else they're just going to be either stuck there, or they're just not going to probably be alive, because they have so many different elements that are going against them in this environment. And that's about all I can say. So let's get to what is bad about Thriller. Where do I start? Let's see. The acting, I'll start with that. It's horrible. Acting across the board is straight horrible.
He's back. What? Chauncey Page.
There are some scenes in here that just make you kind of just laugh, but nervously laugh at how bad it is as far as the acting. And for this to be a slasher movie, and for the notes that I read about what Dallas Jackson was trying to get out of this movie, he was trying to make it feel like as if it was Halloween set in sort of a South Central, a rough neighborhood, and how that would be. It's very boring in that department. The killer doesn't even really do anything remotely scary except for just appear or stand around. And you can really see the nods to Halloween throughout this movie. I don't want to say nods, but it's almost more like ripping off. Like you see the character standing across the street and he's just standing there, and then main character looks away and then he looks back and they're gone. And they do multiple things that you've seen in other horror movies over and over again throughout this movie. And it also takes so long for them to get to anything happening as far as the killing or, you know, the slasher part of the story. You really just get bored. With the characters that they present to you, not only are they just not good actors, but they're very stereotypical. Everyone in here plays a central part that you've already seen. There's nothing beyond the character. It's, you know, the struggling teen. It's the one person who's playing football, and that's their one goal, to make it out of Compton. Not to bring it back, but speaking of the killer, I can excuse most of this if the killings were actually good, if the killer was actually interesting, but this is the killer most of the movie. They just wear a hood. You don't really see them. They're wearing like dark gloves and jeans, and that is the killer that you see throughout the movie. Not interesting, not scary in the slightest, and when they do these kills, they're off camera, and you mostly hear like these sound effects that you've pretty much heard before. Nothing really interesting in that department as well. And speaking of the Halloween references, there's one part in this movie that I swear that they stole the Halloween theme, but just alter it enough to where they would not get sued. And it is blatantly like, you hear this and you think, that's the Halloween theme. Like, that's Michael Myers, should be popping up in the background or something. It's changed just enough to where they can't get sued. And really the story itself, I can get on board with it. As far as like the story about Compton and trying to survive that more so than just a stalker killer guy running around, I can be on board with that. But the story itself here starts decently enough with the prank, and you're wondering where it's going to go from there. Okay, you know, it's the same revenge, I know what you did last summer type of thing. But then it gets just stupid. Beyond that, it just gets muddled mess. Characters are doing things, you're just confused. And by the end of the movie, you find yourself not really caring about any particular thing in this movie. Not any of the characters, certainly, and not who the killer is or any of that comes with it. Yeah, this movie was really, really bad. And I feel really bad because you don't really see horror movies with a predominant black cast. Really, it's starting to be a thing now, but it's really rare. And for something like this where you feel like Dallas Jackson is proud of it, and he's proud to try to put out movies like this with a diverse cast, it means so much more than what the product gave us. And it really almost hurts it in certain ways, because everyone's going to flock back to the reason of Jordan Peele should have did something like this, or this would have been good if Jordan Peele did it. And I think we have to sort of step away from that idea, because Jordan Peele, while he's amazing, we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket. And that's a shame. And why would you name it Thriller is what I'm still trying to confuse with. There's nothing in the movie that's a reference of Thriller, or why is it called Thriller? That is it for my review for the movie. It is now streaming on Netflix. If you had watched it, I don't know why. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section as well. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and leave this video a thumbs up. It lets me know you guys enjoy the content. Until next time, peace out.